I was going to have a conversation with John Cowan on the topic of making decisions, making our minds up and what that involves. But now he tells me he wants to have a conversation about elephants. John, I wish you'd make your mind up, honestly.
Yes, I guess it was a confusing note that I sent through that I was going to talk about elephant taming,
Yeah.
and it's about this inner part of myself that I have labeled in various ways through my life. I can remember as a teenager, and I remember this specifically. I was mowing the lawns, appalled at some of the things that I did.
Oh, yeah.
I was trying to be a good boy, and yet I'd find myself with bad habits and doing things impulsively. And I labeled the different parts of myself, John and Cowan. John was the good lad,
Yep.
trying to do it right,
Yep.
trying to listen to my logic and my morals and my conscience. But Cowan would sometimes take over.
No.
I called it Cowan because he reminded me so much of the things I didn't like about my brothers. So that was a bit unfair, really, I suppose.
Yeah.
But so John and Cowan battled it out. And then,
Yeah.
of course, I learned later on about, you've got a subconscious.
Yeah.
And have you seen pictures of those or videos of those elephants doing logging work in Thailand here and things? And they often have a little boy sitting on their shoulders with
Oh,
a
yeah.
stick called a mahout, I think in India anyway.
Mm-hmm.
And this little boy is trying to control these great, huge elephants with this little stick. And I sometimes feel like that little boy riding around on the elephant of my subconscious,
Yeah.
and I think I've lost my stick.
Yeah.
You know, that elephant charges straight for the refrigerator, and I find myself eating snacks I know I don't need, or wasting time scrolling through silly videos on YouTube instead of getting down to the work I should be doing. It's the elephant.
Yeah.
It's the elephant, my subconscious, my unruly, uncontrollable, self-conscious, and that elephant can sometimes be trumpeting and loud and arrogant and sometimes rude and angry. And I'm just that little boy on the back of that elephant feeling embarrassed
Yeah.
about what my elephant is doing. Now, some people say you're just needing self-control.
Yeah.
That's
Wow.
I can remember someone saying, well, people who smoke, they just need to stop. Just saying it as if it was as easy as that. These heroin addicts, they just need to stop. These people and of course they are sort of correct, but it's not a helpful admonition
Yeah.
a lot of the time. Oh, I never thought of that, says the drunk sleeping under the bridge.
Yeah.
Stopping drinking. Gosh, what a novel idea. Why don't I do that? It's yes, self-control. The good news, of course, is that yes, we can have self-control. We can change. We can do the right thing. We can get on top of our personality flaws and things. But it's very, very hard getting that elephant heading in the right direction. And I just want to give you one tip. Give you a slightly larger stick for controlling that elephant.
Yeah.
And that is to understand that the elephant's language, the subconscious's language, is emotion.
Okay.
I can remember a friend who was a psychologist working at a school, and they had an anti-smoking program.
Mm-hmm.
That kids caught smoking were brought in front of the principal, they were told off, the parents were brought in, and then they were put on this very sophisticated psychological program, and it was very successful at stopping them at smoking. My psychologist friend delighted that it was working, that his sophisticated technique was working so well at getting the kids to stop smoking. When they asked the kids at the end of the course, why did you stop smoking? They said it was getting told off by the principal in front of their parents.
Wow.
The emotion that did the profound thing. And I think that knowing the facts about tobacco is not nearly as effective as a deterrent to smoking as holding the hand of a loved one as they're dying of lung cancer.
Yeah.
That is the type of thing. Your first heart attack is a major motivator to get exercising and eating properly. The fear of that emotion, a good fright, can sometimes be incredibly powerful. I can remember Judge Beecroft telling me how successful the youth justice system was. I know that most of the kids that are going through the youth justice system are reoffenders, and they will keep on reoffending and reoffending.
Yeah.
And one moment, that's my phone going off.
Oh, apologies.
Sorry about that.
That's
It's
right.
out of reach.
That's right.
And the what was I doing? Judge Beecroft
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
was saying that yes, most of the people going through the court system are reoffenders, but the majority of first offenders do not reappear. The
Okay.
embarrassment and the fright of going through the courts, it works.
Mm-hmm.
The intervention by a family, around an alcoholic can be a very potent nudge back towards sobriety. And so that's just my tip this morning, that the language of the subconscious is emotion.
Yep.
Now, embarrassment and fear, I mentioned them, but I reckon I'm romantic enough to think that actually love is a more potent and powerful way of controlling your elephant.
Yeah.
Nice.
Nice.
It's doing it for your kids, making those changes for the wife you love, making those changes because you really, really love people in your world. For me, that's been the most potent way I've been able to get on top of many of my elephantine problems. So there you go. Good luck. Best wishes for you and your elephants.
Yeah, exactly.
And that's. I'm just sort of throwing that out there.
No, that's good. An elephant called Cowan, perhaps. Use a bigger stick and make him feel bad for what he's done. John, thank you for the wisdom that you bring. I really appreciate it. Thanks for joining us today.
Thank you. Cheers.
Hey, thanks very much for joining us in the Rhema studio. Thanks very much for watching the interview. It's kind of nice to have an audience, actually. And if you did like what you watched, then do give us a like, do give us the thumbs up. And if you'd like to see more interviews like that one, or perhaps even better, subscribe and those interviews will come straight to you. Don't forget to turn on your notifications, and we'll see you in the next one. Cheers.